Hi guys, so we're in the town of Morgan and I forgot about the time difference in South Australia, but we're going to be exploring the town of Morgan in this episode, so stay tuned to the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe as we show you some of the amazing history around the town of Morgan on the Murray River, which was one of the busiest ports back in the 1800s. Well, if you're into Australian history, travel tips, free camping and other information about travelling around Australia with the dog, you've come to the right channel. So join us, Dougie the dog, Kevin the caravan, as we explore Australia. So after having an amazing breakfast, which I showed you in the previous video from Renmark through to Morgan, with that fantastic bacon egg roll, I still can't stop talking about it. Anyway, we're now heading down to the historical part of Morgan, and it's also where we're going to be catching the ferry, punt, whatever it is, across the river. So, well, there you go. It is actually a ferry. But I'm really interested to check out the wharf and see the interesting sights down here. Apparently it's a historical walk and the tourist information centre is down here as well. So we're going to just hop out the car now and take Dougie for a walk. Well, we've just called into the visitor centre and Dougie's just sitting outside in the shade while I have a quick look around and browse some of the brochures and see what I can pick up. But the lady at the counter was just telling me that in the next building, which is the old railway station, they've actually got a miniature display. So I'm going to head down there so we can check it out and show it to you guys. So this is the old train line. Port of Morgan. Picked up our Morgan Heritage Walk brochure, and so we're going to head off and explore the Port of Morgan on our Heritage Walk. So cool, bored husbands. That's when their wives go into the craft shop and they don't come out for ages. I love that. I'll see the museum later on. So this is really cool.
Of the Murray in 1998 and began restoration. Towed downstream to Mildura with a tarpaulin partly under a hull, she sank once more whilst waiting to go through Lock 15. The lockmaster of the day was heard to say, "Can you get that pile of sticks out of the way, as I've got boats wanting to come through." She finally got to Mildura and restoration on a hull started. She was launched and towed to Euston for further work, where yes, in April 2008, she sank once more. She remained submerged until January 2009 and eventually made it to Morgan 2 years later. But of course, one more sinking en route, this time taking the tender boat with her. All is well that ends well, you would think. Alas, she wasn't finished looking for yabbies and went down for the last time at the Morgan Wharf in November 2013, when an electrical fault tripped the circuit and bilge pumps stopped working.
The canal from a different angle so we can actually have a good look at it. So this is the old boiler house site, and you can actually see just over there the remains of the brickwork that would have been there underneath. And then there's the old boilers. Not much left of them, they're rusting away nicely. So it looks like the wharf at the Port of Morgan has been badly damaged, and it's actually all fenced off now, so you can't actually go up and have a close look at it. So hopefully either the National Trust or the South Australian Government will get behind restoring the wharf. Historically significant site, but I'm trying to show you the best I can through the fence. So I was speaking to one of the locals, and they were saying that it's been damaged, the wharf, really badly in relation to some sort of wood mites and stuff like that, and they're not sure if they're going to be able to repair it, which is really, really sad because it is a really significant part of our Australian history. So fingers crossed that the next time we come down this way, they will have started restoring it. Power magazine. Well, this looks like the end of the railway part, so we're going to head back down to the main part of town and go and check out the museum. We're going to head into the museum. It's really cool. The old tools. I didn't realise the fossils around. Look at all those shells. And you think about how far we are from the ocean, but that is limestone. So this is good. This is all about the people that were on the paddle steamers and the masters of the paddle steamers and the history of the paddle steamers all in Morgan. Wow. Got all the history about the wall in the area, and looking outside it was really fascinating because of how dry and barren it is, because we're on the wrong side of the equator line, and yet they've got the sheep and the wool. Obviously the wool was being brought down the river, so this was more about the paddle steamers than actually growing wool in this area. You've got this interactive display where you get to pretend to be the boat captain in the museum, which is really, really cool. Oh, I'm not steering terribly well here. And here we go. On the trees, the rocks. This is very cool. And I'm really enjoying this museum, and it was so cheap, but it is well worth the visit. And take the time, read the stuff, don't rush through it. There's some amazing stuff. I'm not going to show you the whole of Morgan in this video. You guys need to come and check it out yourself. Let me know in the comments below if you've been to Morgan and what you thought of the town. I think it's a great place to visit. And this bit about the disappearance was really fascinating and well worth the read. So there's even more interesting stuff in the museum out the back. But we're now going to go for a little bit of a wander up the main street before we head off. This is a really picturesque, beautiful main street, but it's not on the main highway. So unless you turn off to come down and check out the wharf, or you're taking the ferry across, you won't get to see this. So make the effort and turn off. So this song was really interesting about the Moreton Bay fig. You guys can have a read of this, just pause the video. Post Office Road. Oh my god, even the stickers are ancient. You remember the old bank cards? I haven't seen a bank card in decades. Books. Oh, even the old Vincent's powders sticker. While the walk up the main street is all uphill, it is still beautiful, and these old buildings are fascinating, and the history and the old stickers. It's just a sea of history. I haven't found anywhere other than the pubs to have a coffee or morning tea or a cake that's open today, but it is a Sunday. Oh my god, look at the back there is the old lockout from the Morgan jail. So this was the old Customs House and Police Station. There are the minions. Let me check out this side. Captain Charles Sturt, Central Australian Explorer Expedition, passed through here in August 1844. And it's when Air Creeks. Here's Dougie. So guys, Morgan is definitely a place to stop over when you're here. in South Australia. It's not far from Renmark, not far from Burra, and the sign up there said it was 160 kilometres to Adelaide, but it's a beautiful place to stop and I'd highly recommend it. So the ferry here at Morgan is free. It runs 24 hours. If you're here after hours, you do need to knock on the door and let the guys know and they'll take you across. But I saw a whole semi-trailer go across a few minutes ago, so it's quite a big one, so you don't have to worry if you've got a large caravan and stuff like that to go across on the ferry. But we're going to take the ferry back shortly and we'll show you that. Well, there's Dougie in the back. He's in the car. He's all excited. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode as we've explored the historical town of Morgan. We're going to continue our trip around South Australia and follow more of the rivers. So stay tuned to the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And to all those people that have subscribed, thank you. And we'll see you later.